Punchboard Media,
where we all
bring something
to the table.
pull up a chair
At punchboardmedia.com.
So Origins 2019, now here at Cranio Creations with Giuliano. So what do we have going on here at the booth today?
Hi, we are here to show our upcoming games. So we will start with Barrage, which is our first Kickstarter. We are delivering the Kickstarter copies in the next weeks, and we will release the retail version after Essen.
Okay.
So this is the final version and production copy. So this is a Euro-style, very complex game about hydroelectric energy.
Okay.
So the main concept of the game is that players who has their own company try to build their structure on the map, try to control the waters that comes from the head stream to produce energy. In order to produce energy, you must have an activate system of a powerhouse connected to a dam via a conduit. When you have this, you can produce energy by using the water drops stored by your dam. You use this energy to fulfill different contracts, but also to advance your marker on the energy track, which allows you to give money and different victory points each round. The other main mechanic of the game is the construction wheel. So each time you want to build a structure on the map, you must have the technology tile related to the structure, for example, a dam base, and the corresponding resources needed. You will insert them in your construction wheel, and then the construction wheel make a rotation. That means that all the resources in the construction wheel are not spent, they are invested in time. Because after a complete rotation, you will get them back.
Okay.
Okay, so managing this mechanism is quite complex, and also deciding where to build your structure is quite important, because the interaction between players on the map is very strong. For example, building a dam upstream of another player's dam allows you to receive water first,
Okay.
but also building a dam downstream of another powerhouse is quite powerful, because each time a powerhouse produces energy, the waters that they drain from a dam continue flowing after the powerhouse.
Okay.
So building a dam downstream allows you to get the water from the powerhouse. In the base game, there are 4 main companies and 7 executive officers.
Okay.
The combination of both gives a variability of different abilities. And in the expansion, there will be a 5th companies together with more executive officer and an additional management board for all the action that you can perform.
Awesome. This sounds really fantastic. And I really love the colors that you use, which you don't see in a lot of games.
Yeah, because the art of the game is a deco art, because the game is set in a uchronic late 20s. In a world where all the common resources, so oil, gas, are finished, so all the nations are pushing all their efforts to create energies out from water.
It's fantastic. You have a couple other games over here that we can check out. Let's just switch places here. And
Sure. This is the prototype of our upcoming game. It will be released in Gen Con and on the retail for September, October. It is Mystery House. So this is our idea of an escape game, and it is the first 3-dimensional escape game. So each adventure has a different setup of location tile and a different deck of object cards. It is an app-driven game in real time, cooperative, so all the players try to find items, clues, and objects they need to collect together to solve different riddles inside the house. So the concept is that the players must look inside the box, try to find in all the different locations the objects illustrated there. So when you see something, you just tap inside the app. Okay, I see in, let's say, M4, I see a table, and the app will tell you a description of the table or gives you a guide to another object on that location. Sometimes you can pick up objects. So the app says, okay, take the number 6 card. So now we have a key. Of course, when we find the correct interaction between objects and other elements of the game, we can go on in the story. The immersive part of the game is very strong because it's actually that as if you are exploring the house, and sometimes some rooms can be closed, so you need to find the correct key to open a door. When it happens, the app tells you that you can open that door, so you physically remove that door from the box. So now you are able to look further inside, and you are able to pick up the objects inside the room that previously were too far to reach. So the goal of the game is to solve each adventure within the given time. And of course there are many riddles and enigma to solve, and differently from the other escape game, here the three-dimensional aspect and the immersive feeling of exploring is way more enhanced.
Yeah, this was actually really cool. This is very unique, and I really love how this looks, and this an awesome concept.
Yeah, the game idea is brilliant. Of course, creating all the adventure is a lot of work because putting everything together. In fact, we worked with actual escape room designers who help us with the riddles and also with the concept of a room. In the base game, there will be two basic adventure, and then we will release the expansion box later. The funny thing is that the concept of the game is that the mystery house is magical. So each time you play, it will lead you to a different world. So each adventure can be set in any time, anywhere, in different atmosphere. So for example, in the base game, there are the two adventure is an adventure based on a mystery set in the late 40s. And the second adventure is a fantastic adventure in a fantastic labyrinth. So you will meet fantastic creatures and so on. So the different adventure can be set literally anytime, anywhere.
Sounds fantastic.
Thank you.
And then we have one more over here.
Yes. We are showing here the prototype of Lorenzo il Magnifico, the card game, named Masters of Renaissance. It is the second title of the line Lorenzo il Magnifico. There is the base game, there is the expansion, there is the digital version of the base game, which is one of our best rated and best appreciated game. Mm-hmm. So we decided to create a new son on the line, and this is a lighter game than the base game. So it's a family plus level game. We recreate some of the atmosphere of the base game, so there are some of the component and main mechanics. But here the things you can do are pretty simple. There are mainly three actions that you can perform. The first one is go to the marketplace to collect resources. When you go to the marketplace, you must choose a line or a column, and you take all the resources of that line. For each marble, there is a correspondent resources. After you decided a line or a row, you must change that line by pushing an extra marble in. So each time this action is performed, the composition of the market changes for the next player who will perform that action. The second action is buy card, so you will use resources to buy new cards and to create an engine to produce. So the third action is production. When you have cards, you can activate production because any card has a transformation power that transform a resource into other resources. When you have resources, you must put them in your warehouses. You have three basic warehouses, but they are limited. But all the production you get from the production are put in a special warehouse which is unlimited. So this is the way you can have more resources at the same time that allows you to get the more powerful cards. There is also a fate track as in the base game, personal. So each time you get a fate point, you advance on this track. And there are three excommunication steps, which mean that the first player who reaches this slot here activate an excommunication. All the other players must check their track If they are in the same section, they will have access to this bonus. If you are beyond, you don't get that bonus. There is another element in the game, which are the leader cards, as in the base game. You can play them if you fulfill a requirement. So, for example, this leader needs a purple and a blue card in your collection. You can play it, and each leader has different abilities and victory points at the end of the game. There are two ways to end the game: when a player reaches the end of the fate track, or when a player buys his 7th card. At that point, all the players count their victory points, and who earns the most wins the game.
So awesome. So there's a couple games going on. There's stuff coming to Kickstarter, so definitely check it out. And thank you so much for talking with us.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure, and let's keep in touch and keep an eye on our title.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you.